Well, hello, everybody. This is Di, antinatalist, and this is a case of ringworm. It's a very easily treated yeast infection, and I got it from my two puppies from Aruba. And so let me tell you a little bit about my activism for animals, which has gone on since about 1989 or so. Anyway, when somebody calls themselves an advocate for animals, or an activist for animals, it can mean many, many things. Just like somebody can say, oh, I have a stiff back. Yeah, my neck hurts. My neck aches. There are stiff necks and there are stiff necks. Same with backaches. You can have a little backache, or you can have a severe backache where you need shots and steroids and muscle relaxers and operations. And same with the knee. You can have a slight meniscus issue, all the way down to needing your knee broken and having a full-on knee operation. And I have personally heard that knee operations are very, very painful, including the recovery. So anyway, you can hear people also say that they are animal advocates. Now, let me explain. There are advocates and there are advocates. There is a wide range of people who really are sincere and, active within the animal community. Someone that just adopts a dog from a shelter and, signs off on the papers and gets them neutered at 6 months of age. That's an advocate. That's, and then there are the activists, the hardcore militant activists. And activists will chase dogs down a highway or recover a dog from a highway. An activist may pull a dog off of a street so he or she is not run over multiple times and disrespected in a gory fashion. And a real activist takes on a litter of puppies that she knows nothing about. And a couple of days after she gets them, she realizes that they've got some spots on their body. And turns out they have a staph infection. Okay. 2 puppies, a scraping and some staph infections and some medication and some deworming. That's around $500 for 2 pets. Come to find out, once the bacterial infection of Staphylococcus has been cured, you find out that you have ringworm on a couple of places of your body. And it's from the puppies who you have taken in and nurtured. And you knew, in fact, that you could actually, catch something from a dog, like ringworm, or like if the dog has mange, you can get scabies. I have gotten scabies from dogs. And so now I have ringworm from dogs. An advocate may give the dog back if there was a contagious disease on the dogs. But a militant activist keeps those dogs nurtures those dogs, sleeps with those dogs, because she knows that it is extremely important that they get love and socialization before the age of 3 months. That's me. I have endured scrapes and scratches, bites, and scars from dogs. One dog bite was from a 145-pound dog and left a huge hematoma and a huge lump on my thigh. And I had to get plastic surgery to even make it look flatter. Let me guess, $1,500 for that plastic surgery. I have rescued dogs on highways. And the dogs had collars on them. And the owners came out to pick up the dogs. And they had actually left their dogs out in the morning to pee. And the dogs didn't come back. So they were very irresponsible. They didn't walk their dogs. They just thought that the dogs would come back. Those dogs could have easily been stolen or run over on the highway. But I rescued those 2 dogs. Now, would you believe, not even a reward. Now, I don't do things for rewards. I do things to help dogs. But by God, if my 2 dogs were rescued from a highway and put in the back seat of a luxury car with their muddy feet and their hair, I'd whip out a couple of $100. Because you know what? I wouldn't want any tears shed over a loss of a pet, my pets. The gall of some people really makes me sick. The particular dogs that I rescued on the highway that day were purebred Labradors. And so they spent a lot of money on those dogs. Now, they did have name tags, which I was able to, contact the family. So they were relatively responsible, but those dogs barely made it. People were at a standstill on the freeway, and nobody was getting out to help the dogs. I actually was on the other side of the road, and I saw traffic slowing down. And so I slowed down, and I hopped over the median to get the dogs and put them in the back seat of my car. Another time I rescued a dog, 2 dogs came to my house. Purebred Newfoundlands. Dogs had no collars. I called the owner, I called the police because there was not identification on the dogs. So, I called the owner after the police gave me their number because they had been looking for their dog. And I had given the dogs some cans of dog food to relax them, calm them. The owner gave me nothing. It's incredible. 2 purebred dogs, probably $1,500 a piece. And the rescuer of those dogs got nothing. It really makes me sick. I have been through the trenches with dogs and with some cats as well. So now I can say I've had scabies and I've had ringworm and I've had bacterial infections from dog bites in my hand that required antibiotics. I think I've had a few other things from dogs. First time I ever got a ringworm, I was in Texas, and the ringworm was in the shape of a paw print. So I knew that when the dog jumped on me, that, and, they had ringworm from the ground, the dirt, or whatever. And it actually scratched me when they put their paw up on me. So, yeah, I've had, from these little puppies who I sleep with, and I nurture all day long, the ones from Aruba. When I brought them back, both of them have to be hospitalized. One of them had parvo. The other one had some kind of diarrhea and blood, and needed fluids and some antibiotics, needed flagyl. Both of the pups had ehrlichea, which means 4 weeks of giving oral antibiotics of doxycycline. So we've got, quite a handful here of issues to deal with. And then I had to go to a doctor to get a cream. Let me show you my cream. This is a cream for me, and I have to put it on for about 10 days. Let me show you the problem again, the ringworm. So it takes about 10 days to overcome, but I've been through a lot with dogs. I have really, really been a militant rescuer of dogs. So when somebody says that they're an animal advocate, and, that can mean anything. That can mean that they just share feeds of homeless animals. It can mean that they just adopted a dog. It could mean that they send $10 into the ASPCA. But being in the trenches with animals is far, far different. Being in the trenches means you're going to get harmed yourself. Probably going to get bit. And you certainly need a tetanus shot, like me. So when somebody says, "Oh, I have a knee ache," or I have a headache, there's many varieties of headaches. You've got your migraines, and then you've got your headaches. To me, a headache is very mild because I've never had a bad headache. To me, if I just take an Aleve or an Advil, the headache's over with. But for some people, the headache means nausea and vomiting, lack of sleep, and misery. Same with animal rescuers. And I've been in the trenches since about 1989, 91. Going the distance for animals and not getting anything in return. Not even common decency of a reward for locating the person who owns their lost dogs. And I don't have any faith in humanity. Humanity really makes me sick. I could put my life at risk for somebody's dog, only to save that dog. But the human behind it doesn't even whip out $1, or $5, or $10 gift certificate. Nothing. Just recently, about a year ago, 2 huskies came to my house. They had tags on, so we called the owner. And the owner just grabbed his dogs just like nothing. Just like he expected somebody to call for his dogs. It could have easily been stolen or sold or whatever. I mean, it's partially where I live, but most of the dogs that I've found have been in Pennsylvania, and the people there just have no decency, no courtesy. They're just nasty. I really don't understand the attitudes in Western Pennsylvania. And I'm really, really glad I did not grow up in Western Pennsylvania, because it would really, really shape my level of integrity. But it just never ends. It's just same thing after the same thing. And the ungratefulness of people here. So anyway, I guess that's about it for my video. So now I'm treating mange and for these pups, and I'm dipping them. They get 2 dips per week. And that's an effort into itself, because it smells really bad, and you cannot blow dry or block the sulfur, so it kind of shakes all over the house. The parvo and the hospitalization bill was $4,500. You heard that right. $4,500 for 2 rescue pups that I had already taken to the vet to get health checked in Aruba, and also paid an adoption fee to the shelter. $4,500 in an American specialty veterinary clinic. Life really, really makes me sick. I wish I weren't an HSP. I wish I weren't an empath. My life would be so much easier. Highly sensitive people lose. They don't win. The narcopaths win. So anyway, thanks for watching.